70%. That's the number of people that have already decided whether to buy from your business before they make that contact, that first contact, what Google calls the zero moment of truth. Now, what does that mean? It means that 20, 30 years ago, that number might have been more like 20, 30%. And this is a B2B number. If you think about a consumer market, it's probably a lot higher, more like 80, 90%. So all the investment that we put in sales is great for conversion, but the marketing is massively important. So what can we take from that? Well, we take a lot of lessons from a gentleman called Marcus Sheridan. If you haven't come across him, published a book a few years back called They Ask, You Answer. The basic idea of that is think about what your customers, what your prospective customers, what questions are they asking, and how can you be the one to answer them? How can you build that trust, crucially? Build the trust so that when they come to be ready to make a purchasing decision, it's a purchasing decision with you rather than your competition. So what do buyers look for? Well, there are 5 areas that they focus on. So take these 5 and ask yourself, if I go on your website today, can I see how much it costs to buy from you? And don't tell me that it's too complicated, because I can guarantee almost everyone I've sat down with and talked about their pricing, they can probably explain to me within 2-3 minutes. If I'm buying swimming pools like Marcus's original business, they could be $50,000, pounds, 100,000. It really depends on what you want. If you go to buy a car, yes, you can buy the base model. You can put the trim levels, put the options up. And it's those sort of factors. If I'm engaging with an accountant, well, do I want monthly management accounts? Do I want them to do the payroll? So there's nothing more frustrating in the world of the internet than to go on a website and all it says is call us for a quote. How many people are actually going to pick up the phone, or are they going to start searching for another company that potentially answers their questions, that tells them what their products cost, their services, what the different options are, what the pros and cons are. So think about, how could you make it possible for someone to understand how much it is to do business with you right up front? Second of all, talk about the problems. What are the problems that you solve? It's the Harvard professor from many years ago said, nobody wants to buy drill bits. Why? Because what they're interested in is a hole in the wall. So what is your hole in the wall? People aren't going to necessarily search for drill bits, but they might search for the problem that you solve. So how could you become a trusted authority? Could you have content on your website, a knowledge center that brings together all the industry information? Because again, most people that I talk to in business are really good at what they do and have that knowledge and understanding. And you're not giving away trade secrets by making yourself a trusted advisor, a trusted authority in your own industry. The versus comparison, having those options, people want to have an informed decision. So they want to know what are the options and how does that compare with competitors? What kind of reviews have you got there? Who is the best at what you do? Think about it. And Marcus literally did this example. He wrote a blog about his top 5 competitors in his region, reviewing them 1 to 5, who's the best. He didn't include himself in that analysis. He was literally answering the question that you sometimes get asked, if I wasn't using you, who else would you recommend? Quite often in professional circles, if you're a solicitor, or a legal person, you may not be able to act for a person because you're conflicted for whatever reason. So you're always thinking of, well, there are other people that do what you do. In my coaching business, I may not be the best match for someone, but I'll probably know who the other coaches are. So if you have, like Marcus did, a blog article discussing all the competitors, the ultimate irony is when you search for that competitor's name on Google, he came up as the second result and it generated business. So thinking about developing that content so that you can become that trusted authority. Marcus himself has calculated that he made $15 million in his swimming pool business by spending 45 minutes writing a blog. So what can you do to add content to your website, answers the buyer's questions? In those days for Marcus, nobody had content on the web explaining all the different pools, options they were, how it could be made, and the options that go with it. So if you're interested in some of the concepts that I've started to talk about now, I've got a couple of really interesting opportunities coming up. So this Friday, going live on the Action Coach UK LinkedIn channel and on our YouTube channel, we have Marcus himself. It's totally free. Drop on 4 o'clock on Friday, our big Friday finish, as we call it. What do you need to do in marketing in your business? And then raise your hands, raise more profits in your business. Marcus is coming to the UK. He's coming to the Heart of England Conference Centre. That's Wednesday, November the 6th, 6 p.m. to 9:30. I'll pop a link below. If you want to book on, we have a variety of options. I'll give you a code in a minute so you can book your VIP ticket. That means you'll sit at the front. You'll be able to actually see Marcus and Brad, who are both speaking, global speakers coming to the UK. And you also get to network refreshments afterwards. If you're on a budget, standard seating starts at just from £24. So join us on this event coming up in November. There's a QR code if you're watching this, want to scan it on your phone, or I'll pop the link below. You use my code there. As I say, that'll give you access to our VIP seating, and look forward to seeing you on Friday and at the Heart of England Conference Centre in November.